Let's take a closer look at the results we get when searching pay equity. The first thing you may notice is the order of the citations. Right now, they are in date order, so you will see the newest articles first. You can change this order by choosing a different criteria to sort by. Source puts them in alphabetical order by the title of the source and can be helpful when you want to have articles from the same journal together. Author lets you see how many works someone has written on the same topic. Relevance is a ranking the database applies according to how often your keywords show up in the title or other parts of the record. For now, let's return to date order. Now, let's take a look at how to read the citations. The first information they give you is the title of the work, whether that's an article, book chapter, or dissertation title. You will see it is in blue and hyperlinked. At the end of that line is an icon of a magnifying glass over a piece of paper. By mousing over this, you get a better look at the citation and abstract. Under that is a portion of the abstract if one is provided. Then in green you will see the rest of the citation. Author, title of work, source, volume, issue number, pages, date, and other information depending on the type of source. At the end of this line is an accession number. This is the number that uniquely identifies this record in this particular database, so it could be useful if you wanted to search for this article again in this database. But otherwise, this number is not needed for creating a citation. By clicking on the title of the work, we are now brought to the record of the item, which also contains helpful information such as hyperlinked subject headings. By clicking on these, you are brought to more articles that have also been given this subject heading, so it's a great way to find more articles on your topic that may not have been in your original search results. You also have the full abstract that will help you to determine how helpful this particular source may be. If there is some question about the type of source it is, there is a field for document type to help clarify this point. This is important because this database indexes many different kinds of sources, including journal articles, book chapters, dissertations, conference proceedings, newspapers, newsletters, and internet sites. Sometimes you will also see the author's affiliation listed, which can help you determine how credible a source is. Next, you will see that you have a persistent link to the citation, which is a URL that is stable, so you can go back to it using that link. If you are looking at a journal article, you will also notice a link that is for the UMD Journal Locator. Because not all the journal articles are full text in this database, this link will take you to our index that will tell you if we have it in print on the third floor or electronically through another subscription, which is very possible. This is a very important feature that will save you time and frustration wondering how to get the article. At the top of the box, you will see several icons. The first one is for printing, then email, save as file, then you have Cite this article. This gives you the correct citation for this article in several different styles. Then Export to Bibliographic Manager, which allows you to send your information to a database such as RefWorks, which we subscribe to here. That allows you to store and create a works cited page later. Then Add to Folder, which allows you to save your citations in this database temporarily, unless you create a MyEBSCOhost account. So how do you determine if a source is a good source to use? Evaluating your results is an important skill, and even if you don't have the full text at hand to make a judgment, there are many other ways to determine which sources are worth following up on and which probably won't be that useful. First, how pertinent is it to your topic? It is tempting to just glance quickly at the title of the works and make a judgment solely based on that. But just because your keywords are somewhere in the title, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a useful source for you. What is the context? This is where reading the abstract, if it is provided, will help. Also remember, unlike titles in scientific works, which tend to be very descriptive about its contents, titles in the humanities fields may be more poetic or creative at times, so looking beyond the title is a good step. Another consideration is what type of source is it? Depending on what you're working on, you may or may not need a more scholarly work. If you're working on a research paper, this will most likely be the case. Look at the source title. Is it a source you know of and has a good reputation? If not, you could search the source online to get more information about the publication. You can also look at the author affiliation to see what credentials the author has. Also, how important is it to have timely information? You can scan this from the first page of results to get an idea of how recent the information is. There is also a limiting function to the right that allows you to narrow the results to a certain date range. This can be helpful not only to limit to the newest sources, but also if you need to find sources written during a time period when an event happened. Look at the length of the work as well. Just because it's a journal article, a look at the page range can give you an idea of the amount of information you are likely to get. The title may look perfect, but when you look at the length, and it's only a quarter of a page, it may be a brief news item or review.